Welcome back to the Nutrition Made Simple podcast. At Healthy Steps Nutrition, we believe something as fundamental as nutrition shouldn't be complicated, which is why we focus on a simple, habit-based approach when working with clients. I'm your host, Nicole Coyne, registered dietitian and founder of Healthy Steps Nutrition, CrossFit HSN, and HSN Mentoring. I'm also the author of the Healthy Kids Cookbook, 100% kid-approved recipes the entire family will love. You can find it on Amazon. In this podcast, we will be teaching you how to take one step at a time to becoming the healthiest version of yourself. Today's guest is Meg Walker. She is actually one of our nutrition clients at Healthy Steps Nutrition headquarters, but she is also a nutrition coach for brand fitness. That's right, even coaches need coaches. Meg was struggling with some food intolerances, but could never really pinpoint what was going on. For every person, it might look a little different. You might be tired, bloating, fatigue, pain, nausea. There's so many different side effects from food intolerances. Some people might have a little bit and they might have a reaction. Others might have more, and repeated exposure causes a bigger reaction. Again, for every person, it's a little bit different, which makes it tough to pinpoint. She worked with one of our amazing dietitians, Amanda, to determine what food she wasn't tolerating and create a plan that would help her achieve the results that she was looking for. And she has seen amazing results. She started seeing changes in her biometrics, but most importantly, she's starting to feel better, which is absolutely what we want to do. So, I think sometimes as coaches, we are the last people to ask for help, but the truth is we all need help. Meg has her own journey with nutrition, which makes her so relatable with her clients as a nutrition coach. As a client, you want someone who walks the walk. You don't just want someone who tells you what to do. You want someone who's been there and done that, and someone who can talk from experience, but also has the education and the knowledge to provide you a solid plan. I'm excited to see the impact of what brand fitness is going to do for their community in Sisters, Oregon over the years to come to get fit and healthy. Meg is so passionate about nutrition, and I'm just so excited, and we're super excited that we could be a part of her nutrition journey as well. We will get to this episode on Meg's story right after this message. Are you loving this podcast? We would love for you to subscribe, and then please do us a favor. Leave us a 5-star review and write a review. This allows this podcast to reach more people. Thanks again, and I hope you enjoy this episode with Meg Walker with Brand Fitness. Enjoy. Meg, welcome to the Nutrition Made Simple podcast.
Thank you so much. I'm so happy to be here.
I'm so excited to share your journey. You are a coach, a Healthy Steps nutrition coach. You have your own clients, but then you also have your own journey with nutrition, and you're one of our clients. You work with Amanda, one of our awesome dietitians. I'd love to hear your story and what sparked your passion about nutrition.
Yeah, absolutely. I would say I kind of got that nutrition spark around the time when I was in college, late teens, early 20s. I started getting into the gym, really getting interested in how to feed my body, how to fuel my body, and get the most out of my workouts. And I would say that's something that I carried through my 20s. But like I know you've talked about on your podcast before, it's not a linear process. There's ups and downs. And I definitely had my ups and downs on my journey. But I also had some health issues as well that I think really impacted it. Kind of around the time that I got into health and fitness, I started to develop some GI issues, some skin issues. I got chronic hives that nobody could get to go away. I was just really struggling overall health-wise. And even though I was able to, do my workouts and fuel my body, there was just really a piece that was missing. And, fast forward about, 10, 11, 12 years. And here we are. I did find HSN as a fantastic platform to share what I'm passionate about and coach and help others. And as much as I love that, I would say probably the greatest thing that I have gotten is working with my own coach and getting that accountability and that structure which was what I was originally looking for. But I actually ended up getting so much more. You know, as you mentioned, Amanda's a registered dietitian, and when I started to open up to her about kind of all the other issues that I was starting to have physically, that were getting worse, that I had years, you know, she said, "Why don't we go ahead and let's do some testing. Let's see if we can figure some stuff out." Because even though I was putting a lot of work in, I wasn't really seeing the results, which was really disheartening, to be honest. I was spending time in the gym. I was practicing what I was preaching. I, you know, was doing all the things and trying to check all the boxes. And with the help of her, I was being really consistent. But I just wasn't seeing my biometrics really move. I was having trouble putting on muscle. I was struggling to lose body fat. Just kind of all those things. So she was able to help me out with kind of looking big picture at my health and wellness overall, which was huge. It was something that nobody had ever done with me before, and you know, it really has been an incredible experience.
That's amazing. I mean, I have heard stories like this before where people have tried so many different things, and sometimes you don't even realize, oh my gosh, what you're eating is affecting the hives and the other things that are going on. Your body's inflammatory internal response is like, okay, I can't tolerate these foods, but you don't really know. You know, there's food allergies, right? Like people that have allergic responses to food, or there's intolerances, and those can be a wide variety of symptoms. And I'm glad, you know, you and Amanda work together to figure out with some elimination diet things and some other testing, like what is going to work best for you. And that's an important piece of the puzzle so that you can feel like the best version of yourself.
Exactly. And, you know, it was such a night and day difference to work with somebody that was willing to kind of look at that whole big picture. You know, and nothing against any of the doctors that I had worked with before, but they just had a different approach. And having somebody that could come in, and really look at everything that I was eating and say, you know, let's try this and see how you feel. And just to start to feel like the best version of myself, like you said, has been a game changer.
I love it. Now that you've started doing, you know, eliminating some foods out of your diet, what are some positive changes that have been made in your health and wellness?
You know, it's been really fun to see. My muscle is starting to build. My body fat is starting to drop. But not just those things. I've noticed my hair has started to grow again, which was really exciting to me. That was a little win. You know, I had suffered from years of my hair like not being able to grow, and my hair started to grow again, which was fantastic. But not just those physical things. Inside, I mean, I literally feel different. I have more energy. I don't struggle to stay asleep at night like I used to. My joint pain is going away. There's just a lot of things that overall, physically, and just internally, have really changed and shifted for so much good.
I love that. I think it's so important to look at the whole picture because you're right. It's not just about like numbers on a scale, in my opinion. That's like the least of the amazing things that can happen when you start changing your diet and really figuring out what's best for you. You know, we talked quite some time ago, and you and Jason were just so passionate about nutrition and helping people. And in the midst of a pandemic, you guys launch your own nutrition program using our platform so that you can help people in your community. And now you guys are building this following where you started from nothing, right? I mean, you started with a passion with nutrition, and now you've got a following, and you have people that you're working with and helping them become the best versions of themselves. Talk to me about that journey.
You know, absolutely. It has been wild to do that, like you said, in the midst of a pandemic. But we've just had so much fun with it because it is what we're both passionate about. You know, we each have our own separate why, I guess you could say, and our own separate journey. But we have the same vision and the same focus, and that is just to help people feel like the best version of themselves. I think working with a coach ourselves has taught us a lot. And we're able to implement those things through our own program now and help other people. And we just love to do that.
I love that. And you know what? The best part about it is that it's so simple, which makes it easy for people to stick with it. Talk to me about how you've been coaching clients and maybe some of the things that people are like, this seems too easy. Is it going to work for me?
Exactly. We love to say the first thing we like to focus on is really that low-hanging fruit, those really simple changes that are going to make a big impact. And you are so right. Our clients do look at us and they're like, "But that's the easiest thing in the world." And, it I guess not the easiest thing. It's the simplest thing. I think that the ease of it comes with that accountability. But getting those things that are just easy to implement into your everyday with accountability and simplifying nutrition is what we're all about.
I love that. You see firsthand how accountability helps you stay on track, and you're able to provide that accountability to help your clients stay on track as well.
Exactly. And with me working with a coach, I did, because of my health issues, have to do some drastic changes to really get myself well. And that taught me a lot as far as when it comes to working with my own clients. They might not be doing something as drastic as the elimination diet that I have had to do, but not everybody is experienced in prepping veggies or meal prepping, things like that. So it really has helped me gain a different perspective and coach my clients in a way that we can find those ways to make it simple, even if it's not the easiest, most natural thing that they've done in the world.
I think that's probably the biggest piece of the puzzle that's missing. So many people think they have to do all of the things, but if we keep it simple, they can be more consistent. What are some of the successes that you've seen with clients to help them become a better version of themselves?
It's just fun to see our clients have fun with it like we do. Like you said, seeing those physical changes is fun and exciting, but that's not the only reason that we do this. Seeing them have more energy to spend time with their families, have more energy to do the things that they love, and overall just feel better is incredible.
I love that. What are some simple tips that you work with clients to get started? So listeners on this podcast that are thinking like, "Oh, I know this sounds really great. I need some help. I need some direction. I'm not sure what the first step should be." What would be your suggestion for them to get started?
We really customize it for each client when we work with them one-on-one, but anybody coming to work with us can expect us to kind of talk about their day to day, figure out really those simple changes. And it's going to vary. It might be something as simple as focusing on eating what we call the plate method, once a day to start out, and really filling their plate, a half with great veggies, a quarter with some lean protein, and a quarter with a healthy starch, and really teaching them to eat their way around their plate in a way that's going to fill their body up and provide them with great nutrition. And if they're not used to that, we might start really small, but it's a great way to get them to become used to eating those foods in a way that's simple. No measuring, no weighing. They can visually look at their plate and do it. Doing that, focusing on water intake, really hydrating their bodies. That's another thing that we love to focus on. And some of our clients, they catch on really fast. We have awesome clients, and we're able to kind of build on those things. But we do start pretty simple, focusing on that plate method, getting those veggies in, getting that water in, and really just starting there.
I love that. If you keep it simple, people are going to be more apt to stick with it. But the truth is, someone can follow the plate method on their own. The value of a coach is there to keep you accountable, right? Like you said you were going to do this, Meg. Did you actually do it? And if you didn't, what roadblocks got in the way and how could you help them? And I think that's the biggest benefit of, working with one of the coaches is they are there to keep you accountable.
Absolutely. And, Jason and I have seen that in our own lives. And so that's what we're now able to provide to our clients. I mean, we're coaches. We know all the things, we know what to do. And sometimes just knowing what to do isn't enough. You really need somebody there to hold you accountable, to do those check-ins with you. And like you said, say, okay, what was that roadblock? How can you get around that this next week and set yourself up for success? So being able to be there for our clients and provide that accountability, it's fun to see them thrive on that.
I love that. I think most people underestimate the value of accountability in a coaching experience, and nutrition coaching is new for so many people. And if they, invested the time and invested in their health, the results are just so much more than you could ever imagine.
Absolutely. I feel like that accountability just kind of takes you to the next level when it comes to your health and nutrition.
I love it. You have tried some of the Healthy Steps nutrition recipes. What are some easy recipes for people? Like, people always ask about recipes, right? They want to know, like, what are some good, easy recipes? What are some of your favorite easy and simple recipes?
I am a huge fan of the paleo overnight oats made with chia seeds. That is my favorite. Hands down, I prep that every single week. The other thing I love is the sweet potato toast. It's been a lifesaver for me as I have been doing more of an elimination thing and being gluten-free. That's one of my go-tos for sure as well.
I love sweet potato toast. The cool thing about that one is you can literally put it on anything, right? Like, we'll do pulled chicken on there, or you could put eggs on there. And they even have sweet potato toast cauliflower. I don't know if you've seen this in the freezer department, but they have cauliflower sweet potato toast. So you just literally can pop it in the air fryer or the toaster or even the oven, and simple alternative to bread, which is really, really delicious. We'll link those in the show notes for sure. As we wrap up this podcast, any final thoughts or tips, suggestions that you have for our listeners today?
I just want to echo what we've talked about. It's simple, but it's not easy. And getting that accountability is vital, I think, to success. But I think what we preach to our clients is don't feel overwhelmed and like you have to do everything all at once. We like to focus on a phased approach, one thing at a time. Let's build on healthy habits. Let's see success from there. And that's a little bit just what we love to do.
I love it. Thank you so much for sharing your story. Where can people find you, Meg?
They can find us on Facebook and Instagram, Brand Fitness Nutrition. So they can go ahead and find us there. They can also find us at brandfitnessnutrition.com.
Perfect. We will make sure and link those in the show notes as well. Meg, you have an incredible story with nutrition, not only, helping you see physical changes in your body, but so much more, really taking control of your health, and, the perfect example of why coaches even need coaches to help themselves become the best version of themselves. So thank you so much for sharing your story today.
Thank you for having me.
I hope you enjoyed that episode with Meg. I think her story relates to so many people. Most people don't understand how their body's intended to feel. They suffer with bloating, or just their stomach doesn't feel well, and they don't connect it with the food they ate. They might be intolerant and not even realize the foods that they're intolerant to. When we think about intolerances versus allergies, there's some confusion there. Allergies are when our body can't break down that food at all. We have an immediate response to the food that we eat. You might break out in hives, your throat might close up. You might have to go to the hospital or give yourself an EpiPen. Versus intolerance are so much tougher to nail down and track. Some people with a little bit of exposure might not have a response that they can tell, but repeated exposure too much at one time would exacerbate the response that they have to that food tolerance. When you are working with a dietitian, they can help you understand what foods you can and can't tolerate. And from there, you create a customized plan to help you reach the goals. And part of what goes into that customized plan is ensuring that we're getting a balanced, healthy diet based on the foods that we can have and those intolerances. But in some cases, Amanda works with clients to do a food intolerance blood test. This blood test gives you the exact breakdown of the level of sensitivity, the foods that you have, and from there you create a plan based on those test results, your goals, and your food preferences. So there's a lot of things that go into food intolerances, and if you are struggling with inflammation, bloating, or you're just looking to feel better and navigate the food intolerances that you have, please click the link in the show notes and apply for nutrition coaching today. If you are just feeling stuck and you're looking to get healthy, you can go to highernutritioncoach.com and find a Healthy Steps nutrition coach near you. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and we'll see you back here soon.